You're listening to the Slow Ride Podcast. Bikes, advice, and rumors straight from the source. TheSlowRidePodcast.com and on Twitter at TheSlowRidePod. Enjoy the ride.
Well, hello and welcome to this 45th episode of the Slow Ride Podcast. This is Tim Hayes. I am outside of D.C. I once said Washington, D.C., but people corrected me to say I'm not in Washington, D.C. I'm in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Joined as always with the sunny disposition, Matt, the little guy, Alan.
Hi.
The grumpiest of them all in snowbound, blizzard central, Boston, Massachusetts, Spencer Howe.
Yep, it's snangry, I think is the term they're using for up here.
So you get a fat bike yet?
Snow angry.
Fat bike?
No, I had to, no.
No.
Just no.
Right.
So at what point can you admit that, no matter where you live, the winter is always just going to be crappy?
I don't mind it. It's the 8 feet of snow, not the winter.
Wait, you don't mind
the
it?
8 feet of snow is a symptom of the winter.
You just spent a good
No,
15
that's a little.
minutes.
This is a little out of norms,
Well,
for anywhere.
You don't dislike winter, you just don't like the snow.
The
of
8
winter.
feet of snow.
The 8 feet of snow. I
Is
would
there really
love to have
8
8
feet?
feet of snow. We have
the
like
20
12 inches at the
Yeah,
most.
the 25 to 35 degree range of winter that they have here is pretty great. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's much better than 0 degrees in Minnesota. But the 8 feet of snow kind of sucks.
So speaking of Minnesota, I was there this past week for Frostbike at Quality Bike Products, and it was like 25 degrees one day, and I was like, I can do this. But then it was like -2, and at that point I realized why I moved away. I've just
Sarah?
gotten soft.
You moved away because of Sarah.
Yeah, and then the weather was just kind of half of it. But little guy was out there working hard, slinging the product.
Yeah, I was slinging the products.
And
all over the place.
It was a classic good old-fashioned sausage party all weekend at lots of great bike events, but it was fun seeing things.
We did see how the sausage was made.
Yeah, probably the highlight of the weekend may have been the guy falling down the stairs at the Skyway Lounge for the All-City party. This guy was pretty wasted, and he was trying to walk down the stairs, and he got like one flight, and everyone was starting to like pile up behind him to see if he was going to make it. And he started falling down the stairs. And I'll say this, that the bouncers at the bottom of the stairs got to him before he was done falling down the stairs. It was
Professionals.
It was pretty
That's why you
impressive.
hire the professionals,
So last week, Spencer, we missed you because of the snow that you like so much. But we did have quite a few listeners to episode 44. Once again, everyone can find us on iTunes and Stitcher. Just search The Slow Ride, leave us a review. You can always email us at theslowridepodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at The Slow Ride Pod, and that's how you're going to be able to enter our first ever Twitter contest, which will be exciting. We'll talk about in a little bit.
Nice. What'd you guys talk about last week?
Oh, we talked about fat bike gnats, and then we got the snarky email from you about how we missed the biggest controversy of them all, that not only did USA Cycling President Steve Johnson win the national championship, his wife won the national championship in a field of one.
Nice, very nice.
Very nice.
Thanks for pointing
I
that
did
out.
know that. See, we didn't know that because neither of us did enough research. We just knew it happened.
It's
And that
true.
was stupid. We
It's
didn't
obvious
care that
where
much.
the glue that holds this whole operation together is.
I will say this,
You're the fat bike glue.
at Frostbike, there was a lot of fat bike news going on, so they're still going strong, guys. So more and more
Doesn't stop.
more and more companies are going all in with fat bike material. But let's get to the ride. Let's get to the races and the rides that really count. Tour of Oman.
How did you mess that one up?
Oh God, I know.
Almond. Tour of Almond was this weekend. And wow.
Almond Joy.
Oh,
That was good racing. That was good. Did you guys watch any of the highlights? I didn't.
Nope.
It's impossible
Well,
to get
They didn't
one.
have any video, I don't think. I think they were just camera only. And the big one there was that TJ Van Garderen keeping up with his.
Yeah.
Can I at this point just say that
I can say that
he's actually become my favorite racer? Like, sometimes there's some people that you
love him
don't
so much
like
you hate him
enough that after a while they're kind of endearing.
That's kind of honestly, I can think of an example in my life.
Yeah.
Actually.
Are you looking at that person right now on Skype?
I am looking him straight in the face. Yeah.
Wow, you're going to be friends with TJ Van Garderen for a long time.
I just think that, seeing that article on Velo News where TJ Van Garderen was complaining about the lack of racing on Saturday due to heat and sandstorms, made me realize that he is the same guy that complained about racing in the rain. So,
he complains when it's a stage that would benefit him. Like that would have been a stage he could have got a good result on, could have climbed at the GC. Instead, they only had one real GC day. Vols took the lead, and then he held it till the final, But, I mean, it was Spencer sent the link earlier to me saying it was like 50 or 30 Central or 50 Celsius or whatever. That's 122 degrees. That's just ridiculous.
Hey, but
I wouldn't do
TJ Van
anything.
Garderen, TJ thinks that we should have raced. And you know what? I'm with TJ, guys.
They shouldn't have raced. It made so much sense that they didn't race. Dude's tires were exploding.
What's
That's
amazing,
insane.
But let's just for a second appreciate the ridiculous consistency of TJ Van Garderen never to be happy about bike racing. Like it's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's the ultimate troll. Like no matter what he does, it's like he's training with Lance Armstrong. You're like, screw that guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, man, I would have raced today. It was 122 degrees. What about it? Then it's like the greatest stage, the recent memory in the Tour de France. You guys just liked it because there was cobbles, and that's I guess that's racing. It's what the fans wanted. And you're like, man, I kind of like this guy.
All right.
Wow, that's weird. That's not the feeling I got. Found him kind of annoying, but
yeah,
to each their own, I guess. You know, he's got to have a few fans out there.
Yeah, I mean, his greatest achievement for the Tour of Oman was. Is
it Oman or Oman?
He did. It doesn't matter. He did finish a spot ahead of Valverde. So Valverde is a true enemy of the podcast. So
he is, but I have actual respect for Valverde because he's a really amazing bike racer.
He is. And
still an enemy. He doesn't complain. He doesn't complain because he's cheating. But but he still doesn't complain because if he complained, it would draw attention to himself, and someone would test those blood bags.
I disagree with that because I think Valverde is a real team player. He's going to help lead Quintana to a Tour win. And let's talk about the Tour contenders because Nibali was okay there.
He raced all right.
But the real story were some of the big guns. And should we start freaking out about Nibali not being up to the level of Froome and Contador?
I think we should. Let's panic. I think we should panic because obviously that played out well last year. I think we should pen a bunch of articles about how terrible he was.
So we have
it's February. It is so far from the Tour.
So we've had Nibali showed okay. Froome showed well. Was Froome at Oman or was he at another race?
No,
he was at
what?
He was there too. Right? I didn't know if he was out Algarve or not. My bad.
He was at Duce or whatever the heck.
Andalusia.
Andalusia.
Yeah,
he beat Contador.
Right. And Contador's there. I'm sorry. There's a lot of bike racing going on. I was busy over the weekend riding fat bikes.
I know you're busy, but that's Contador and Froome 2 days in a row in the mountains, back to back, flipping the lead. It was July already.
So where's pre Tour de France favorite Nairo Quintana?
He's injured. He injured himself in the Colombian National Championships.
Oh, he did.
You know what all this shows, even with him out, like I just said, Valverde getting third in one stage race, and then Benoit, my favorite guy, Benoit getting third behind Froome and Contador.
By like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't close.
So far behind those guys.
But he's still on the podium.
That's how crazy far ahead of everybody else Froome and Contador were.
Man, it's February. I don't know what they're doing.
I know. I don't know what they're doing either. Doesn't it seem like they're too fast? Like there's no way for them to be this good and be good.
Yeah.
So what's the
Tim's shaking his head.
wild?
Tim thinks they're fast enough.
what's the wild Tour de France predictions after this crazy weekend?
Not Richie Porte. Oh gosh, I hope we don't have to talk about Richie Porte winning.
Because Richie Porte was at Algarve or whatever.
Yeah, and he won a stage, and then Thomas won that. So Sky won just 75% of the racing that occurred this weekend. Sky won. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty
good.
And
then there's 4 quality races this weekend because also AG2R came out with an amazing photo.
Tim really likes the photo of that win.
Oh, that's a good looking jersey. And you know what the best part about that?
We'll have to find that photo and put it on Tumblr. Is the brown shorts?
The brown shorts. It's actually the brown overshirt. Sorry, like the jacket that's unzipped, so you could see what team it was, as if you couldn't tell by the giant brown blob.
Wait, I didn't notice that. Every other team has a brown or a black racing cape.
Yeah.
For when it's raining and cold, even though that's against the rules, they have a brown one that's still against the rules, but that's what they wear.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a great. And what was impressive on that photo is how big the head tube was. Ayo. Because my favorite part about that was given in a caption contest I ran on Facebook. So very well done. But yeah, so 4 great races over the weekend. Wild Tour de France photo predictions going off the back. Spencer, who's going to win the Tour de France after this weekend in February?
Looking at this list, I'm scrolling down, and there's Thibaut Pinot way down the list. But he's gonna bring it up. He's going to bring it up, and he'll be ready to go in July.
Well, what do you think,
he didn't do so well out there.
What do you think, Louis, little guy?
I got to say, Bardet rode well, and he was 5th or something. That's not bad for February. That's where you want him on track, I think. Being a small little Frenchman, he probably couldn't get any thinner right now, or he would have froze to death. So
that's true.
You don't think? Well, Quintana's not there. Contador's and Froome. I mean, they let's give them.
They look really good.
They're looking pretty good.
They look really good.
Pretty amazing.
Except for the fact that Froome, again, leg warmers, but no arm warmers. I thought that was against the rules.
It's weird. It's very weird.
He looks like Tim on a bike, and then he's got leg warmers on, but he takes his arm warmers off. It's like he's violating every aesthetic rule. Except for the be dangerously thin and go up a mountain really quick part of the bike racing thing, which is the part that lets you win, not the other crap I'm talking about. But he popped one off real nice. It's a good pop.
So the other big news over the weekend is Dan Craven has hit us up a couple times on Twitter, let us know that he had a decent race down there in Africa, an African stage race. And he is ready to get back to Europe and get some of those 65th places.
What's his? You know what he's racing? Is he doing Cataluna or Torino or Paris-Nice or anything?
I think it was the Tour La Tropicale or something on the.
I know so he's racing now. What's he doing when he comes back to Europe?
Oh, I don't know yet. I mean,
I didn't
call his agent.
Well, I didn't know if he talked to you, but he told you Tim, I'm gonna be at this hotel. Give me a call. We'll talk. We'll play World of Warcraft online or something.
We are waiting. He has confirmed that he will appear on the Slow Ride podcast. I did talk to him today, and he got back to me right away on if he was coming to Richmond for Worlds. And he said he has to qualify first. So I said, "Well, we'll get you on the VIP list for the foam party because you will qualify." And then he said
he already qualified for our list.
Oh,
winked at him.
And then he was like, "Thanks for the confidence, guys." And I did go by the Namibia embassy today in Washington, D.C.
Whoa, how'd it look?
It looked good. Had the flag out front, but no picture of Dan Craven. And I was a little disappointed.
You didn't leave one? Against the gate?
I was going to try to walk through. Well, there wasn't even a gate. There's just a door. You could probably go knock on the door if you wanted.
So there's no it doesn't have a grounds and a Secret Service agent with a gun out front or something?
No, that's only the Britain embassy. The Namibia embassy. You could just walk right up to that.
Just in the middle of a block.
Yeah, it's just I think there's probably just a nice family living there, just kind of saying hi.
There's a corner store right next to it.
They're doing well.
Cool. All right.
So we had some good racing over this past weekend, but what else do we need to talk about? I mean, what should the Pro Tour really be doing?
We need to talk about. You know what? I wanted to talk about this sort of because I'm excited to talk about the real racing that's going to start and get away from these dumb races that we've been talking about. Because the Omloop is impending, and there was actually an article on Inner-Ring this week about when does the season actually start, and it was an interesting read. I skimmed it mostly because I don't care about most of the races they were talking about. Like, I know when I think the season starts, and it's this weekend.
Saying it's Het Nieuwsblad or Het Volk, whatever you want to call it.
I still call it Het Volk, and I know that's wrong, but I don't care.
Technically, but it's right.
But yeah, it's right in my heart. So, that's when the season starts. I don't like this racing in the desert crap because
the
too
desert
nice.
racing is kind of stupid.
It's boring. It's just
bike racing is supposed to be miserable and terrible, just like it is for us here in the lowly categories, racing in April in the U.S. in the rain, in the cold.
Well, Het Volk will definitely probably be all of that, and it'll be wonderful, as it usually is.
I saw the start list is up, and
who is it?
Cool. There's basically Quick-Step has like 14 guys that could win this race. And
that's weird because I thought 9 was the max number of riders, but that's they get extra riders too.
They've got some new strategies.
That's just not fair because they're a really good team. They shouldn't get extra riders.
But then amongst everyone else, there's probably about 6 other people that could potentially win. So,
well, I'd say there's a lot of good guys like Boonen's in form, Cancellera's in form, Greg Van Aermaet's.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some people that are in form, little guy. But I mean, you wanted to do a contest with the opening race this year, so. You were talking about 16th place, and I am still a little curious as to why you really care about these riders in 16th place. So maybe you can get into that, and then we can announce our contest.
Well, I say 16th. It's a number out there. I think it's a little harder to pick than picking first. You got to pick a good rider, but he can't be too good. Can't be on too good a day. Can't be on a great day. Whatever. 16th, we've got a product. We were given a wonderful, high-quality product to give away.
So 16th at Omloop.
Yeah. So I'd say we should just do little Twitter competition. Whoever can tweet us by Friday who they think will get 16th, and whoever gets closest, we'll give them this prize.
Okay.
I like that. Right. So you got to
find a good way.
Tweet at the Slow Ride Pod. Tell us who you think is going to get 16th for this weekend's opening European race. The race season, we agree, starts this weekend.
Yeah, the real bike race.
So, just to give our fair listeners an example of what we're asking for, Spencer, who do you feel will be getting 16th place at Omloop Het Nieuwsblad?
Okay, I am going to go with Johan Alfredo from FDJ.fr.
As a stylish pick. A stylish pick. Probably not a good pick, but a stylish pick.
No, he's good enough to be near the front, but not good enough to be in the top 10.
You're right. I wasn't thinking straight. I was thinking about winning again. I got to get my head all 16th placed. Yeah, you're probably right.
It's tricky.
Okay, it's tricky. I'm going to say, is my boy Wellens riding? Tim Wellens? If my boy Wellens is riding, he is a lock for 16th place. He's going to pip Jofredo.
Which team is he on? One of the lottos?
He rides for the Belgian lotto, not the...
I don't see him on the list.
Damn it. All right. Then I'm going to go with Stein Vandenberg, one of the Boonen lookalikes, but he can't sprint. He's really strong, can't sprint.
Oh, yeah, he's there.
For 16th,
he's there.
All right.
So,
Timmy,
who do you think? Well, you know what? This is 16th place is a tough place. You're absolutely right, little guy, when you came up with this suggestion. Because, you look at some of these guys like Philippe Gilbert, and you're like, okay, maybe he's not in the winning break. But if he was going to get 16th place, he would just drop out. Like, he wouldn't even finish. He'd just be like, whatever.
Who's going to sprint for that 16th? You need someone with heart.
And then,
a lot of heart.
Like, so would a Sylvain Chavanel, like, no, but maybe he kind of drops off and he still wants to finish. So that
the
could
results
be a good
have been waning.
But then when you go to the bottom of the start list and you start getting like the teams that obviously, you're like, ooh, but you think, maybe they're their top racer would be perfect for 16th place, like
16th.
Southeast Pro Cycling, and then right away I'm looking to see if Pataki's on there, and he's not because he's too old.
He sure
Who's
is.
Gatto riding for these
He
days?
is on there.
I don't see. Oh, Pataki. Ooh, okay. No, he's not going to finish. So Pataki would be maybe a decent pick.
Yeah, this is a hard man's race.
It is.
What about Gatto? Who's Gatto
Nope.
riding for?
I am going with Romain Falou of the Breton Environment Team.
Very
I'm going with
nice.
one of the Falou brothers. I think he has what it takes this year.
He's the sprinter one, right? He's not the climber one.
No, he's the
You
sprinter.
made sure that you've got
He's
your
the
Falou brothers
crazy
correct.
sprinter one, the one who can't go in a straight line.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
He'll crash a couple of times and then he'll win the sprint for 16th. Maybe.
I think
There you
Romain Falou. So once
Excellent.
again, we're playing for some Buckler chamois cream from our great friends at Buckler and
Once again,
Bacration.
because we never said that, but we're saying it now, and
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You're playing for that.
Yeah. I'm sorry to just break the news like that, but the big news
Just like
is that we
cat out
I
of the
know.
bag.
Hey, cat out of the
Popped
bag.
it off. You just popped it off.
I know, but hey,
This
you
is a
get
decent pop.
This is a great pop because that is a high quality chamois cream, and we'll talk more about it in the weeks to come. But you win, you get the nice, minty, refreshing feeling of Buckler Creme Fresh chamois cream. It's amazing stuff.
And
We
you
got
get
that for
Twitter bragging rights forever. And
at least a week until the next race. And
we'll definitely talk
something
about you
out.
next week, at least for a couple of seconds.
So
Right
pick
there.
16th place at this week's Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. Not Het Volk anymore.
That's your real traditionalist.
That's your real traditionalist like Alessandro Pataki.
Only because he's the oldest rider.
Sweet, sweet Alessandro.
All right, so anything else you guys kind of want to talk about coming up?
I don't
We
know.
have any,
Just bike racing, man.
We have any good tweets, Spencer?
I don't have it up in front of me. I can take a look and we can check in a minute.
You
Well,
should
why are you
shake a
doing
look.
that? 122 degrees. I just thinking about 122 degrees when it was -2 degrees the other day, and I don't even think I could do that. So
It was like 16 here today. So
16. All right.
yeah, it's pretty warm. But I mean, 122 degrees. Can you imagine doing anything in 122 degrees?
I know when I'm out riding my bike in Gainesville and it's like 100 degrees road temperature wise, and that's muggy and it's really swampy. But I will say this: like these early season races, though, in the Mideast, of all of them, the Tour of Oman
It's the best one.
is like hands down the best one. There's some sweet
It
climbs.
does seem like-
it
yeah.
looks like there's a lot of fun going on there. Whereas like Dubai is obviously let's just buy our way onto the world's calendar or whatever. Heck, they even have a world championship coming their way.
Yeah, well, we'll see for next year. Oman initially wasn't going to come back, and now they say they are going to be back for next year. But then you got Eddie Merckx threatening that some of the teams might not be invited.
Is
after
Eddie
this
Merckx
protest.
is Eddie Merckx ever not threatening someone though?
That's true. He might always be. I think
Eddie Merckx
you're
is-
mixing Eddie and Bernard together into
No,
one
but the thing
mean old ex-bike racer.
But Bernard Hinault is at least carried on with his tradition, whereas Merckx is just a little. Oh, is that the news desk?
That was the news
coming
desk.
into-
News desk.
All right.
Breaking news. Caitlin needs to borrow Matt's phone. Oh, it's gone. My phone's gone.
Well,
That's a bummer.
the landline. She can't use the landline anymore.
I don't know. Long distance calls probably.
Long distance, gotcha. All right, Spencer. What do we got on the at the Slow Ride Pod?
Well, we got some breaking news here. Eric Jorgensen at eJorg tweeted us. I'm assuming this is directly towards the little guy here. He said that the CCC Polestat team got their invite to Amstel Gold.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
2004 winner David Rebellin will be on the start.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
guys-
I was pretty excited. He was there last
Dude.
year, and he did like maybe top 10 nearabouts. So this year,
Dude,
he's
I'm pretty
a
excited
year
about
older.
that. I'm excited about that because remember that run in 2004 that he had when he won
Yeah,
all three of those races in the same
because that
week?
was like the first year we were all kind of really full on.
That was when we had our own
nerding
fantasy
out.
league. That was when we had our own fantasy league that we all drafted our
That's
own
true.
riders.
Who had him
Yeah.
in the fantasy league?
I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
me.
Was
That-
it me?
was that a Gerolsteiner year, 2004?
Yeah, that was
Yep.
Gerald Steiner.
Yep.
They had the best drugs. Good
They had the
drugs.
best drugs. They
Yeah.
also had the best rapper on their team, Bernard Cole.
That's true.
Because he looks like Jay-Z. Come on.
He does look like Jay-Z. It's true.
All right. What else we got there, Spencer?
We had some other interesting tweet conversations happening. We had a tweet conversation going between Adam Meyerson and Dan Chabanoff. Adam tweeted at us, if you guys don't follow him, it's at Adam Meyerson, said, I listen to the podcast when I'm at my desk usually. So that's a total endorsement from a pro cyclist.
Nice.
Right there. So
well,
that's going to be
endorsed us before. This is actually like the second time because he once said it didn't ruin his morning. That's
true. So we're going to make an advertisement, I'm sure, featuring that. Maybe we can get some professional photography of Adam at his desk.
Oh, hey, can I interrupt real quick? I will say that we have professional photography at the desk. If you can handle it. We got Eric Saunders, former longtime domestic pro, star of 2 documentaries on U.S. Domestic cycling. What? Is he just in one?
He's been on a lot of T-shirts. That's all I know.
It was something else. Never mind.
Because Eric Saunders said that he is going to be an interviewed guest here on the Slow Ride Pod, so that was really exciting. I'm excited about that, and maybe we'll get someone else to come on that has some more listeners than Results Boy. So what else we got?
Take that, Results Boy.
There's a problem. Technical problem here. Hang on.
The snow.
There we go.
The snow
it's
got in the internet and messed it all up.
It's fixed now. So we also had a suggestion here from Jesse Onland at the Fring thing, who said we should get. He suggested we get Cyclosm or Yehuda Moon on the show as guests. I think Cosmo probably talks too fast.
He might know too much for us too.
He also definitely knows too much.
He knows how to pronounce all the race names.
Oh, I burned through like 2 hours of how the race was won on the plane rides home this weekend. It was really awesome.
It didn't help.
Oh, Cosmo Catalano's YouTube channel is great. No, not at all. But it's pretty good. But Yehuda Moon, Yehuda Moon's a great comic strip.
Yehuda Moon did tweet back to us and seemed mildly entertaining of the idea. So, that could be possible. We'll see.
What's really strange is we're having lots of people say that they're interested, but then we don't follow up on it. So
it's true.
Neil Brown was interested in being on here. Meyerson has talked about it. We just haven't really followed up. So maybe we need to step up our game.
Well, I think what really happened
definitely need to step up our game.
Is everyone's taken a backseat to Dan Craven, our favorite rider.
That's true. Maybe they feel spurned a little bit. They feel
can we make a caveat? It's not that he's our favorite rider only. He's just our favorite real pro.
Right, not domestic pro.
Yeah, not domestic pro. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Can I be our favorite cat too?
So his last race. Dan Craven's last race, guys, I looked it up. La Tropicale. It was in the country of Gabon.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and
cool.
I can't find results because the website's all in French, and it's a really, really, really jingle crossy and as far as website design. It's there's lots of moving, lots of flash going on and moving cursors.
Hey, can I say something here? Speaking of Jingle Cross, and I didn't mention this last week, and really, I apologize right now.
I already know where you're going.
Says he's trying to put a little cyclocross thing together for the season next year, and I'm excited. He's going to tape a bunch of foam to his bike again, hopefully, and crush it.
Oh, that's
I'm excited.
We need to talk about that. I think you're right. So. Little guy, can you clarify, was the cyclocross team going to be part of Irrgas Safeway, all the money that they're saving from the Tour of California, not getting in, and now he's going to be able to tour the country? Or is he just going all in on cyclocross because he can't race anywhere else?
I don't know. It sounded like it was part of the Irrgas thing. He was talking about getting his other teammates from Irrgas in on it. I don't know
what
the
happens.
Specifics.
As long as he's at Jingle Cross. Yeah. And I can watch him look terrified going down that hill again. That was one of my favorite memories.
He goes up and he just floats.
Hey,
it was insane.
Hey guys, did I ever tell you my Chris Horner story at Jingle Cross?
No, what happened?
I don't know. What happened? Did you ever have an interaction with him or something?
Huh. This is crazy. Man. I haven't heard this.
Weird. I think we
guys,
haven't talked about it.
Can you stop talking?
You would have mentioned this.
Okay, so what happened?
So let me set the timeline for you. It was 2007. It was a cold, blustery fall day in Iowa City. Anyways, Chris Horner.
2004?
No, it's 2005. 2006. Chris Horner off the front at the cross race there by a good 4 minutes, and I had my skin suit, and I harassed him for a good every time he came past for a good 45 seconds to sign my jersey mid-race because he had such a big
single
lead.
lap. Sign my jersey, Chris! Oh my God,
come on, Chris! Please. And there's a really bad YouTube video of me heckling, not even heckling, just being annoying as you can imagine with my whiny voice. Sign it! And then I finally gave up. I was like, I'm not going to bother the guy anymore. And of course, the lap I give up, he comes running over looking for the jersey in the middle of the race. And I didn't have the pen ready.
It was great.
And it was a long sleeve jersey, and it got caught in his wheel a little bit.
You could have cost
really
him
nervous.
the win. That would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, he signed the jersey. So I got memorabilia. That was was that his Sunyar Duval year?
No.
Yeah. But it was when he was racing cross for Specialized.
Right.
He was racing cross Specialized, but I think it was a Sunyar Duval year on the road when he won the stage at the Tour de Suisse.
Maybe.
Might have been his early.
But all I know is
that was great.
Putting a lot of time into local heroes Doug Swanson and Bjorn Sealander. A lot of time. Although they turned it around on him the next day and spanked him pretty hard. Because they weren't going up the hill that day. They were going down the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to run more.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get any new reviews this week on iTunes, but we're always looking for new reviews on iTunes. You can always hit us up on email at theslowridepodcast@gmail.com and on Twitter at theslowridepod. And it's important, via Twitter, tell us who you think is going to get 16th place at the old Het Volk, now called Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. And
if
let us,
if you've never heard of the race and now you're trying to search for it after these instructions, good luck. Good luck.
Just go to Cycling News, look at the start list, tell us who you think is going to get 16th place. Closest to 16th place is going to win a nice, large tub of Buckler chamois cream.
Yep, and some internet kudos.
Yeah, major internet kudos. But yeah. So other than that,
you know what? Let's sweeten the pot. Let's throw in a VIP to the Richmond foam party as well.
No, yes, all right. We could do that because, wow.
We will throw in a VIP. Actually, a VIP to the Richmond foam party at the World Championships and an exclusive Slow Ride podcast special meet and greet with Dan Craven at the. I
don't know if you can give those out. I don't know.
Oh no, that will happen. At the foam party. At
the live recording of the Slow Ride podcast interview with Dan Craven.
Yes.
Oh, man. You guys, I got to start laminating those lanyards if we're going to have all these VIP
bottle
passes
service
to give out.
Yeah.
No.
So, no.
One of us will go to the bar and get you a drink and bring it back. That's bottle service for the Slow Ride podcast.
Okay. That's a deal.
Do you want something? I'm going.
So there's a lot on the line. 16th place.
Yeah.
All righty.
16th place.
I'm going to win.
Lots coming up this coming week, but definitely the start of road racing season in Europe, and pretty soon the start of domestic race season with crits coming up in, I believe, Tampa for the start of the NCC and other races across the board. So,
yeah, we're about 45 days on Duran Watch, I think.
Oh yeah, and with that, guys, we really need a better sign off. So. If you guys, maybe someone could suggest some things, but
some way we can just pop off right at the end, like pop off.
Well, we have been working on getting some decent pop for the show this episode. I think we're doing a good job of getting some decent pop.
Yeah. All right. Well, and with that,
robot,
right there.
With
that,
okay, we're gonna say bye because Tim's a robot. So
Tim's a robot.
Say goodbye. Tim's a robot. Talk to you next time, non-robot people.
The Slow Ride Podcast. Bikes, advice, and rumors straight from the source. TheSlowRidePodcast.com and on Twitter at TheSlowRidePod.